Welcome to the first Lupo vlog. I'm so glad it went down really well on the channel and that you guys are all as excited as I am for this little new car and this new little adventure that I'm going to do. So today I'm stressed, shock, what's new? I am going to go test drive the Audi e-tron GT, which is super exciting, and I thought why not drop off the Lupo to the garage on the way there so that they can have a look over it and see how we got on. This is actually my first time driving, other than the test drive. This is my first time solo driving this car, so let's see how I get on. So here we are, the first drive in the Lupo. How exciting! I wish it was under slightly better circumstances because of course third gear isn't really working, so it's not ideal. However, we are going to go and see if we can sort that out now. So I'm heading to John Austin's in Colchester, who are a Volkswagen specialist, and we used to use them a lot at Mantis Cars, and I really trust them. The guy Paul over there is really great. So we're heading over there now. He's going to get the car up on the ramp and he's going to see if he can kind of visually see what's causing the car to grind into third. Because this car is also due a service, cam belt, water pump, but Paul said it's much better to find out what's wrong with the gearbox and then he can kind of give me a quote for doing everything all at once. So that's where we're heading now, and I'll check back in when I get there. Okay, so Paul's had a look at the gearbox issue. Unfortunately, it's a bigger job than he originally thought. He originally thought that it might just be the pedal box, whereas after actually getting into the engine, I was pressing the clutch and he was trying to select the gear by hand, and it still just wasn't selecting that third gear. It's only an issue with third gear, which he said is kind of weird because you'd think that all of the gears would struggle to get in, but actually it's just third. But basically he said that it's a gearbox issue and not the pedal box, so that means that I do have to get the gearbox out and send it to a specialist. Now the good news is I have actually found a specialist via somebody who has a Lupo GTi and who's had their gearbox repaired because it wouldn't go into third. So at least I know that where I'm taking it is an issue that's already been kind of rectified by this company. Because I'm having the but service, cam belt, water pump, and I'm also having a clutch done as well because they said I might as well have the clutch done whilst I've got the whole engine out. So Paul has also got the box out for me, which is sitting behind me. So today on my break I'm going to go take that to Chelmsford to the gearbox specialist, and then fingers crossed that'll be a couple of days and we can start to get the GTI back together again.
Turn right onto Derry Road, then arrive at your destination.
So I'm just on my way now to pick my gearbox back up. I nearly fell over when he told me the price on the phone. I kind of had like a rough feeling of how much it was going to cost, but the problem was is I spoke to the other guy who recommended this garage and he was like, oh yeah, it cost me £500. So I was like, oh okay, you know, for a gearbox pretty much rebuild, that doesn't sound too bad. And he'd lost third gear as well. So anyway, so I've got the phone call from the gearbox specialist, and let's just say it's a little bit more than I was expecting. So they've done the hub, synchros and all of the bearings and completely replaced third gear. So it was a big job. And when I spoke to the other person and said like, oh, I just need to fact check this to make sure that I'm not being mugged off essentially, he was like, oh no, I just got them to repair it, but I changed all the synchros and hub or whatever and all the bearings. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was like, so be fair, that's about right. So yeah, kind of wish you told me that before, but hey ho, that's probably my fault for not properly understanding all of the work that was going to go into it. But it is finished now, so I'm very excited to go and get the gearbox and get it back in the car so that I can finally have third gear. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get that now. Okay, I'm not really sure on the last time I vlogged. I think it's when I picked up the gearbox, but I can't remember if I actually showed picking up the gearbox or not. So I picked up the gearbox, cost me a fortune. I dropped that back up at John Austin's, and then it had to go in so that they could do the clutch and then finish off the cam belt as well. So it is now finally finished. I think literally I must have dropped it off like maybe 3 weeks ago, but I did tell them there wasn't a rush. But finally I'm gonna go get it. So the Lupo's just about to go back into the unit, but I thought we could quickly go over what I've had done to it and what has just made me broke. And that's not even an exaggeration. This was quite a big bill, but yeah, let's go through it now. Right, so as you can see, there is quite a long list of things that I've had done on it. So I have had, I've replaced the cam belt, so I've had a new cam belt, a new water pump, I've had the full inspection, we've changed the oil and the filter, we've replaced the air filter and the plugs, we've checked and adjusted the levels, we have also replaced the offside door check strap, so the door no longer clunks, which actually is an absolute dream. I'm really happy with that. We have also replaced and installed the gearbox, because of course I had to have the gearbox out, and then these guys had to put the gearbox back in, and obviously I had the gearbox repaired with the specialist, and we've also done the clutch as well. Yeah, big job. What else have we got on here? Yeah, cam belt kit, water pump, antifreeze, oil filter, plugs, air filter, screen wash, pollen filter, check strap, clutch kit, center exhaust clamp, CV boot kit, bolt and gear oil. Wow, it's cost me quite a lot. Sorry, I am actually a complete sweaty mess because I drove it home and it's 28 degrees and hasn't got aircon, so yeah, hot. But yeah, it's now tucked up in bed, and I just wanted to note that although it cost me nearly what I earn in a month, it drove like an absolute dream on the way home. Of course, I'd almost lost third gear completely, so now all of the gears are fantastic. With a new clutch, everything was just so smooth and it felt absolutely spot on. So I'm so pleased that I had it all done. She's now tucked up in the unit, ready to go back out when I have a chance to drive it properly. I'm probably going to take it home for a weekend, have a bit of fun, but for now this is where it's going to stay. I do want to try and take it to the Santa Pod festival with Volkswagens. I think it's called Bug Jam, so I really want to take it to Bug. So if anybody else is planning to go to Bug Jam, then please let me know, because it would be great to meet some of you, and being a massive Volkswagen fan, I want to, you know, get into the Volkswagen community. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was a bit all over the place, or I don't really know what this is going to turn out like, because I filmed over like 3 weeks, so it could be a little bit hectic. But thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, go and give it a massive thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and hit subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye.